who we know over a long, long time, for his great association, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Today, we thought like we could have different program. We thought this will be right, a justification. We have very nice feast and nice program for Maharaj, but and himself, His Holiness Bhakti Janardhan Maharaj is here. There is nothing more than that because he was associate Maharaj with so long time, and he knew him so well. So when we were talking to Maharaj yesterday, he said we'll discuss some instructions of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, which is not for his disciples only, which for anybody who wants to make his life perfect. It's like very general Vaishnav discussions. Gopal Krishna Maharaj always used to preach what Srila Prabhupada had to say. So these are like condensed versions of that, but very deep thoughts from that one. And Maharaj was saying that he was discussing in Dubai these ones. There are 108 instructions, but they say in 5 days they could only do 6. And 108 could take like months or something, but today we thought we could just start the construction process and see how we can benefit from that. So thank you so much, Maharaj, for coming. Really appreciate that.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We're happy to be back here in ISKCON, Baltimore. We just arrived yesterday from UAE, from Dubai. We were there for approximately like over a week. I told them my travel this summer starts in North America, not from Dubai. We had many God brothers and God sisters there. Few families. They had last heard of Guru Maharaj. It's like what I did with you all. Somehow, from our not last meeting before the last, 2 meetings ago, somehow Guru Maharaj kindly gave his darshan to all of us. That was his last darshan for many of you since he passed away over 2 weeks ago, the 6th of May, 5th of May. We did this. Well, he had a darshan the 6th. He left us on the 5th of May. So that was like over 20 days ago. Yeah. Some of you had the fortune to be there for his last rites. Many not able to come. However, you've seen the live streaming, the video of what happened. It was so sudden. It is the desire of Lord Krishna and Srila Prabhupada for our Guru Maharaj to kind of exit physically from our physical association with him, but nevertheless, he's always with us. I was listening to a lecture of Srila Prabhupada yesterday, The Bapu is important, the physical presence of the spiritual master, but Vani is more important, the instructions, because he lives forever through his instructions for the disciples to follow. And as long as we follow the instructions, then Guru Maharaj is always besides us, is always with us. I know one devotee, he went there for the last rites just for one day. This is how much he was so eager. He's from here, Ram Murari Prabhu. I told him, why? Why only for one day? Because he had to tend to his responsibility, family, and also work-wise. I'm sure you're also very busy. There's no end of being busy in the material world. Hopefully you're also busy in spiritual life. Wherever I travel, everyone, they don't have time. No time for themselves as well. What to say with their family. But they have lots of time for work. And our Guru Maharaj especially, he recommended us not to forget our sadhana, our daily routine of having a spiritual program, and specifically not to forget our chanting of the holy name of the Lord, our prescribed number of rounds, and other instructions. So I'm just going to chant a little bit, and then we will read from his instructions. I have this book. How many of you have this book? Raise your hand. One. This is like a daily meditation. Every day, wherever you open, there is an instruction. Let's read today. Today is 27th. Yes?
Yes.
Guru Maharaj says, when our mind runs towards wrong thoughts, we must drag it back and try to remember Lord's name, pastimes, qualities, form, instructions, etc. I have few copies of this, so I'm not be able to distribute to everyone. It's a very nice daily meditation. Any midanga? Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janarandana. Yashodanandana Braja Janarandana Yashodanandana Braja Janarandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janarandana Yashodanandana Braja Janarandana Yashodanandana Braja Janarandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Gopinata Radha Gopinata Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Shri Radhe Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Gopal Krishna Prabhupada Saitamya Prakasha Vidya Pati Nama Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanan Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalang Shri Gurung Vaisnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakambitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanespare Visabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanang pavanebhyo vaisnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Siva Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I don't know how to proceed because the memories of Guru Maharaj will be with us till the end of our life. It's not just this evening that we are commemorating his most precious association. You have to turn off your cell phone or put it in airplane mode. It is very difficult for me to speak, but we will try to somehow, for our own purification, and not just in this room, but also we have God brothers and God sisters and some other devotees who are watching at this very moment. And hopefully this will also be recorded for posterity so that others will get the mercy and blessings of Guru Maharaj. When Guru Maharaj came to Vrindavan for the last time, I was thinking how he was so detached, very transcendental, and as if he's making himself available for the last few moments to be with us in Vrindavan. I never thought that he will leave us so abruptly, since I had one of the astrological chart that was made by an astrologer. I kept it. It's in my files in Vrindavan. I still have to search for it. I'm sure I'll find it. Because it says there that he'll live past 80 years, like around 82 years old. And some devotees were telling me also that Guru Maharaj will live up to 90 years old. Our life doesn't depend on us, it depends on the Supreme Lord. When we are meant to go, we are meant to go. Was that verse? Rake Krishna Mareke, Mare Krishna Rakeke. If one wants to protect himself, you cannot protect yourself. If Krishna wants to do something about you, and yes, it's the other way around as well. You cannot do anything. Ultimately, our destination is already predetermined according to our karma. But for a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, there is no karma. He is not bound by the modes of material nature. He is free from the jurisdiction of the material energy. He is under the jurisdiction of Daivi, Prakriti, divine nature, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And so our Guru Maharaj, seemingly, he's amongst us. He was amongst us, but definitely he's not with us also. He thinks so far. His consciousness is so elevated, so Krishna conscious, that he never thinks only for tomorrow. He thinks way, way, so far. It's like Srila Prabhupada. When the Krishna Balaram temple was given to us, the devotees were saying, who's gonna come here? It was all like deserted. That's the place for the Gundas. No one dare to go that far from the main town of Vrindavan. But look, right now, our temple is the center. Everything is like the concentrated in Krishna Balaram Mandir. Everything else in Vrindavan is like secondary, so to speak. So our Guru Maharaj was so amazing. He knew more about us than we do ourselves. He can see the future. And he was very tolerant. This is one of the verse, actually is the most important verse, instruction by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Trinadapi sunichena taroriva saisnuna amanena manadena kirtaniya sadahari. One should be more tolerant than a tree, more humbler than a blade of grass. Be ready to offer respect to others and not expecting any respect for oneself. So Guru Maharaj embodies this verse. I was asked, what is the most outstanding quality that you've seen from your spiritual master? Because the pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, he has all the good qualities of the demigods. And according to the Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to Sanatana Goswami, he mentions there are 26 qualities of a pure devotee. So all of these 26 qualities, our Guru Maharaj has exemplified, exhibited. For me, the most outstanding quality of our Guru Maharaj is his simplicity. He's very simple, but at the same time he's very exalted. Simple like a child, but very, very advanced at the same time. So this verse, this more tolerant than a tree, actually he tolerated us. We're such neophyte disciples. But he knew that if he tolerates us, then there's room for improvement, for advancement in Krishna consciousness. It's like Srila Prabhupada, he tolerated in the early days. He was doing everything. He was cooking. He will buy the boga or he will cook. He will serve the devotees as well. And you know what happens after that? He will clean up himself. Srila Prabhupada was like that. So our Guru Maharaj also, he tolerated us being neophytes, knowingly that if we follow his instructions, then we will make advancement. will become purified in spite of our material attraction towards sense enjoyment. He says, if we just, whenever we come, especially in North America or everywhere, I went with him. The first question he will ask, are you chanting your rounds? And for the newly initiated brahmanas, he will ask, are you chanting your Gayatri? Are you reading Srila Prabhupada's books? It's like the basics, so to speak. But if we cannot go beyond that basics, then how can we go further to attain love of God? So throughout the years, he gave so many instructions to many of his disciples. And practically those instructions, they are applicable one way or another to all of us. It's like a universal. It's like from the last meeting with the devotees, disciples from North America, we didn't even finish also the 10 messages. We only did like maybe 4 or 5. And in our next meeting, we will further discuss that 5, the remaining 5. But I have here instructions from the Priyajana book. There is, I think, a weekly reading by Gopal Hari Prabhu, and I hope many of you are able to spend some time. That book is such an amazing book. It's very big, like this, and it's about 2 kilos. Guru Maharaj's instructions are so heavy that the 2 kilos is not enough to put. Maybe more than 2 kilos, right? You cannot carry like a Bhagavatam or Krishna book or Bhagavad Gita with you all the time. So what I did is I asked Hansa Gokul Prabhu, our God brother, in Dubai, to type it. It would be nice also if you have this copy of this, so it reminds you, because the instructions are Amrita Vani, divine nectarian instruction. It's like one of my favorite books is that Amrita Vani by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and also by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. 2 volumes by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So there is a compilation of 108. I'm sure there are far more greater volume that Guru Maharaj gave instruction. And some instructions are individual. I'm sure if you had that opportunity to ask Guru Maharaj, any instructions for me? Have you ever asked that? Yes? It's like Srila Prabhupada, he asked Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, how may I serve you? That is the question. The disciple or devotee should always ask senior devotee, or now that our Guru Maharaj is not around with us physically, one of the last will of Guru Maharaj is that one should take shelter of a senior devotee, take guidance, to have like a Shiksha Guru. No one is exempted from this, including myself. as a sannyasi. Grihastas also, brahmacharis, everyone. Because we always need guidelines until we go back home, back to Godhead. So I'm going to read. Let's see how far we can go. And if you have any question while I read, because I will try to explain further a little bit so we can see how Guru Maharaj's instruction can be more understood. So as I read, and if you have any question, you can raise your hand. I will stop and I will try to respond or reply to whatever questions you have. Again, I'll start from number 1, since you did not get this. Amritavani Vaibhav, 108 Nectarian instruction by Srila Guru Maharaj. I only had 50 here, but I don't think you'll be able to go that far. That means there'll be part 2. But we will see. We'll try to. 1. A spiritual master is not an enjoyer of facilities offered by his disciples. That means we cannot flatter our Guru Maharaj here. Guru Maharaj, he did not. You cannot really say buy him by your wealth, whatever you have, opulence. We can win his heart by following his instructions. Rather, he's like a parent. Just like a child cannot grow up without the attentive guidance for the parents. One cannot learn to perform devotional service without the attentive guidance of the spiritual master. So he's our father, he's our mother, he's everything, the spiritual master. I was listening to a class by Srila Prabhupada. I hear Prabhupada's class very often. Some of you may not be able to read also, but hearing Prabhupada's class is very nectarian. He was saying about the Vani again. The Vani is more important than the Vapu. And there'll be never a time that we will be independent. We're always going to depend on someone. And ultimately, we depend on Lord Krishna. But we depend also on our spiritual master. And Srila Prabhupada says, as much as possible, disciples should not approach the spiritual master for material problems. It should be for spiritual benefit only. But we can do that for our Guru Maharaj. Even material problems. How can I get my daughter be married? How can I improve myself so that I can get more involved in such a way that I'm not entangled with my business? Something like that, right? So our Guru Maharaj is like that, very open. Humility can never stop. Again, the humility. He's the embodiment of humility as well. Very humble. A devotee must be humble till his last breath. One should be submissive to superior direction. He told me once, because every time I go out of the country, I will ask the blessings of Guru Maharaj. So one time, he told me, always be respectful. Because there's a tendency that we can be proud. Too proud. of many ways. But he told me always be respectful. If we are respectful, then our life will become successful. So humility should always be there. Even though our mind will say no, not to be humble, but we should at least try our best to be humble. Prabhupada was once asked, how do you become humble? You just be humble. There's no other way around it. It's like we offer our obeisances. Who offer obeisances in the material world? Who bows down to someone? They will bow down because they want some material benefit behind. So when we are humble, we get the benefit. He told also one time, if you are humble, you will never be a loser. But it should be also done through words, through the body, through the mind, and also by one's self. It's all go straight line. If responsible devotees like yourself do not show a good example, then how will the other junior devotees advance? So yes, the junior devotees, they look up to their superiors, to the devotees who are more advanced than them. So everyone should walk their talk. The juniors give respects to the seniors, and the seniors also give respect to the juniors. Reciprocal relationship should be there. It is not that only the juniors respect the seniors also, in reciprocation, should respect the juniors. As we've heard many times, Guru Maharaj will give that class about their 3 levels of devotees with our contemporaries or same level. We become friendly with them, exchanges in such a way that, yes, friendly relationship. To those who are juniors than us, then we should be compassionate to them, give them shelter, be kind to them. And to the juniors, they should be always giving respect also, and inquire to those who are more advanced. When we come to ISKCON, we have to give up our selfish mentality in favor of doing what is best for the Krishna conscious movement. Again, our Guru Maharaj is the epitome of this quality, giving up selfish mentality. Guru Maharaj doesn't have any private life. It's like an open book. There's no secret. And everything he does is for the movement, to please Krishna and to please Srila Prabhupada. He never thinks for himself. He told me once, I never bought anything for myself. I never bought anything for myself. He said that. And it's so simple. He doesn't want to inconvenience others for himself. He always thinks that, oh, I may be giving trouble, bothering you. Yeah, sometimes when you call them, is it okay to talk right now? He's always thinking about others, not for himself. What is the best? Your goal in life should be to serve as directed by your spiritual master. This is our goal. This is our life and soul, the instructions coming from the spiritual master. But Srila Prabhupada says, in general, he says, of all the instructions coming from the spiritual master, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the utmost. That means it is the topmost, utmost, topmost, the prime. It's not so easy to chant 16 rounds attentively. We can chant 16 rounds or even 32 rounds or 64 rounds inattentively. But to chant 16 rounds attentively, and I was reading or heard the other day, Guru Maharaj wanted us to finish our rounds by 8:30 in the morning. Because after that, the modes of material nature become so thick. It turns from goodness to passion to ignorance. Unless you chant your rounds, this is number 4. Unless you chant your rounds, you will not be able to get out of this cycle of birth and death. This material body is a source of pain for everyone. Right now, you are young and still have health problems. So can you imagine how it will be when you get old? You can easily chant 16 rounds. You are just lazy. Yeah, some devotees somehow by karma, their body is giving them some difficulty even at a young age. But somehow, chanting must go on. Haridas Thakur, in the last part of his life, he was not able to finish his 192 rounds. That's a lot. It's like in India, 64 rounds is just like normal to chant 64 rounds. But Srila Prabhupada made it so practical for us that he prescribed 16 rounds, no less. That doesn't mean after 16 rounds we stop, or we can always keep chanting even without the beads. So don't think that you cannot chant without your beads. You can chant. I know one devotee, every time I see him, he just keep chanting. The holy name is always being heard from this devotee all the time. And especially sadhana, our Guru Maharaj gave so much emphasis on the sadhana. Prabhupada says, even if you are so sick, you have to come for Mangalartik, even if they have to carry you on a stretcher. Yes. Because if we're not so strict in that way, then we cannot be regulated. And if we're not regulated, then there is no room for improvement. We'll take Krishna consciousness very casually. And if we take Krishna consciousness casually, then we'll commit so many offenses. For Grihastas, your sadhana is not the same as getting up by 4 o'clock for those of us who live in the temple. We get up by 4 o'clock. Some of our brahmacharis, they get up by 3 o'clock. And some of them even 2 o'clock. But that's not for everyone. Do what is practical for the Grihastas. I think for Grihastas, they should get up by 5 minimum. Anything beyond that, it'll be difficult for you to finish your rounds early or do your sadhana. So there is some concession for the grihastas. But you still have to do worship of the Lord, even if you don't have deities. You can worship the Lord through His picture, photo. Chant Guru Vastakam. Our Guru Maharaj, whenever we travel, it doesn't matter where we are. Even we go for an early flight, he will ask me to chant the Guru Vastakam and the Tulsi Puja and the Guru Puja Kirtan song. Complete, only all in one shot. You can do that also. The Grihastas, their sadhana in the morning is like more abbreviated. Express. So don't miss that. Our Guru Maharaj never missed. No. Never, ever, ever missed. We should follow in his footsteps. Number 5. When you're engaged in preaching the Lord's message from morning till night, then that is real fortune. Our Guru Maharaj is like that. From the moment he wakes up till the end of the day. And when we travel, we don't sleep, we don't take rest, not before midnight. Always. And I have that experience right now also. Especially if there is no, if there is a program in the evening, like home program, we don't go home not until 11. Then you don't go sleep until 12. But it doesn't matter what time we sleep, we get up the same time the next day. Not like, oh, I sleep late, so I will get up late. No. No. Our Guru Maharaj is like that. Preaching the Lord's message from morning till night. And that is real fortune. Privilege. Please do not forget this. Please do not forget how important this activity of Sankirtan is. So Guru Maharaj is so happy to hear very often when his disciple will give a report, how many books distributed, if they went for Harinam or Prasadam distribution. So I'd like to request again, now that Guru Maharaj is not here, I told you many times as well to give some report of how you are faring, of how you are doing. Even on a monthly basis, you can give me a report. In North America, we have some of our God brothers who's doing this very nicely. They're giving such a report. Now you may not be able to be like doing Harinam or book distribution or whatever, but then again, it'll be nice. Nice to hear how you're doing. Because whenever they will send Guru Maharaj the report, I will also get the CC. So now that he's not here, I don't think it should be stopped for others who are hearing this live streaming. And for you, why not? Oh, there you go. Confirm. Please do it. It's a good exercise. Huh? No one can fall down if he is strict in practicing Krishna consciousness. One must sincerely follow the instructions of Guru and Krishna if he wishes to make spiritual advancement. Prabhupada says our disease is that we're not afraid of Maya. If we are afraid of Maya, then we will not be affected by Maya. It's like one time Srila Prabhupada was in London and he was in front of the deities for quite some time with folded hands and he was praying. So it is kind of like unusual that Prabhupada would spend some time in front of the deities longer than usual. And he was asked by one of his disciples, Srila Prabhupada, I noticed you were in front of the deities for quite some time and you're praying. What is it that you are praying to for? He says, I pray to their lordships that I may not fall down. If Srila Prabhupada is praying like that, what about us? So the more we are careful, the more we are going to be protected. No one can fall down if he is strict in practicing Krishna consciousness. Number 7. So go on with your service enthusiastically. I have great hope from all of you. This is the word enthusiastic. Is in utsaha. And the nectar of instruction. Utsaha nisaya daryat tat karma pravartanat. Enthusiastic. One should be enthusiastic. What's the meaning of enthusiastic? Busy? Yeah? Enthusiastic, that means you're very eager to accomplish many things. That's an enthusiastic devotee. You see him going back and forth, really. Busy, so much absorbed in seva. And Srila Rupa Goswami mentions that enthusiasm means using one's intelligence. That ultimately is an enthusiastic devotee. He uses his intelligence, specifically in Krishna consciousness. Because the materialists also are enthusiastic. They go to work, maybe 1 full-time work and 2 part-time work. Busy all day long. But what do they accomplish? Practically nothing. So devotees also, due to their being enthusiastic, they should not also, in a sense, they should be mindful of everyone. Not that you are pushing someone due to your enthusiasm. Or committing offenses, especially Vaishnava Parad. Thinking that your service is the most important and others' services are not so important. So you move on the side. I'm coming. That's why Hanumanji was chastised by Lord Ram. You've heard that story? Whereby there was it's like a small creature. Was it a squirrel or squirrel? And Hanuman was saying, hey, move. Yeah, because I have a bigger rock here. No, chant more Hare Krishna. That should be there. We should send this alarm to all the citizens of the United States of America. Chant and be happy right now. So, yeah, Hanumanji was carrying the squirrel maybe carrying like few sands. Everyone has their own part in serving the Supreme Lord, and we should respect. It doesn't matter how big or small their part in serving the Supreme Lord. No one should go in between any devotee in how they serve the Guru or Krishna. That is the greatest offense. So go on with your service enthusiastically. I have great hope from all of you. 8. I'm happy that you are doing prasadam distribution and that there are 10 families that are actively practicing Krishna consciousness. At the present moment, you should keep your expense to the minimum. As things expand, then you can get bigger facility. As always, chant your rounds and be attentive in executing devotional service. This was 10 families, and he was praising that prasadam distribution. Right now, we're serving millions, hundreds and thousands of plates of prasad. Like this, what do you call this? Midday meal. And here also, weekly, you have prasadam distribution. Every day, yeah. With this hunger, the big truck. I remember going to South Baltimore? With Sankirtan Yagya Prabhu. Oh boy. How degraded those living beings. But they're so happy to have prasadam. They're always waiting for Sankirtan to come. So as much as possible, you can bring some prasadam with you wherever you go. And I remember Guru Maharaj will have cookies because they will have some to carry with us. And he would give cookies to some persons whom we meet. And then he'll say, I have an organic cookie here. You like organic cookies? Here, it's for you. He didn't say prasad. Some kind of transcendental trickery here. And in India, all the preachers, they have one small tiffin and a small spoon. So whomever they meet, practically they will have. Because in India, prasadam is even just small morsel. Here, prasadam means like Govardhan Hill Prasad. No. Prasadam is prasadam. So this is one way how we can spread Krishna consciousness. Is what do you call this? Like ammunition. It's a weapon. Prasadam is like a weapon to engage others. Okay. Number 9. Serve the spiritual master. Serve the spiritual master. Very important. If there is no chance to serve the spiritual master directly, one should serve by remembering his instructions. Thus, there is no difference between the spiritual master and his instructions. Again, Vani and Bapu. 10. Do not listen to the mind. Faith cannot be lost if you love the spiritual master. If you see that your spiritual master is an ideal example of Krishna conscious behavior, as one who is consistently working to please his guru and is preaching according to the disciples' succession, then your position is always safe. So always remember your spiritual master's instructions to chant Hare Krishna. Again, the emphasis is the chanting. Yeah. Number 11. The principal qualification of a bona fide spiritual master is that he is surrendered to the instructions of his own spiritual master and is following the rules and regulations of the disciplic succession. If one is not following sincerely the instructions of his spiritual master or the regulative principle, then one is not qualified. Yes, so one may say, yes, my Guru Maharaj is very powerful Guru. He's an empowered soul. And I am his disciple. And I don't have to follow his instructions wholeheartedly. And I still go back to Godhead because he's so powerful. He'd take me back to Godhead. Huh? So, it doesn't work like that. One should be also an ideal disciple. One should be also live up to the degree that, yes, I have a very special Guru. My Guru is one of a kind, but then I have to follow his instructions. We can be proud of our spiritual master, but we have to follow his instructions. 12. By surrendering unto him who is a representative of Lord Krishna and by following his instructions, we will be freed from sinful reactions. No more karma. That means Krishna karma. No more material karma. No more sinful reaction. It is the spiritual master who delivers the disciple from the clutches of Maya by initiating him into the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Again, there are many devotees who somehow they were not able to get initiation from our Guru Maharaj, and they were aspiring that this will happen. And even during my travels in UAE, there are a few of them, and they were crying, like what's going to happen to them now. And as we discussed from our previous meeting, that our Guru Maharaj still, for those who missed getting initiated, our Guru Maharaj will be their Shiksha Guru also for life. The instructions, all of these instructions, even though they missed the initiation, will be their guiding light for spiritual advancement. The connection is already there, but the formal initiation has to still to be done, accepting a Diksha Guru. And there's no rush. It's like, if you rush, it's like being unfaithful. In a sense, at least try to meditate for some time, and we recommend wait at least for 1 year. It's not like, I changed my mind. Okay, no more. Okay, I go here. Yes. Yes. You can chant the pranam mantra of Guru Maharaj also. You can put his picture on your altar as Siksha Guru. Just like our parampara is more of a Siksha Guru. For those who receive first initiation from Guru Maharaj, and then if they become qualified to accept Brahman initiation, they should also continue chanting the pranam mantra of Guru Maharaj after getting initiated, the Brahmana initiation. Because the connection to Krishna was established at the time of the first initiation. Ultimately, in our parampara, in Prabhupada's at least, the first initiation is more important. because that is the preliminary. I was reading the other day because I was asked this question. It was saying that real initiation is that when you take Brahman initiation. But he was saying also that it is very important, that first initiation. We should not discard, okay, I get second initiation from a different guru because Guru Maharaj left. No, your connection to Krishna was already established at the time of the first initiation. Nam Diksha. Yes? And still the same. The instruction, you keep chanting Hare Krishna. One can go back home, back to Godhead only by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. One not necessarily have to take Brahman initiation to go back home, back to Godhead. But nowadays seems to be like more, they want to get second initiation to tell others that I'm a Brahmana. Even though one took Brahman initiation and not doing or increasing their service for the Lord. Only in the beginning, they're so enthusiastic, but then after some time, it dwindles. Why? Oh, Prabhu, Maharaj, I'm so busy. I have no time. Again, it's the same. So why take Brahman initiation in the first place? Yeah? Brahman initiation means getting closer to Krishna and to the spiritual master. You'll get that privilege and opportunity to serve the Lord directly in his Archa Vigraha form. If you cannot even chant your rounds, why take second initiation? It doesn't make sense, isn't it? Yes. No, you don't get benefit. You only get benefit if you follow. It is not lip service. Yeah? Yeah, or he will send his representative. Yeah, if you don't, then he will make sure also that he'll send a representative to claim you, to reclaim you. Prabhupada said that to his disciples. Don't make me come back. That is serious. Don't make me come back. I was saying this in Vrindavan, in discussion. Prabhupada told that to his disciples. Don't take advantage of that. But then I said that, or he will send his representatives. And when Prabhupada's disciple was there, and she said, no. Prabhupada said he will come back. Jai Sri Radha Madhava ki jai, Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra ki jai, Sri Gaurnitai ki jai, Giri Govardhan ki jai, and Guru Parampara ki jai. Does it make sense? I mean, why bother the spiritual master to come back for your inability to follow? So we should try our best. It's not so easy. Spiritual life is very difficult. But at the same time, it's better. We are better than the materialists, as we explained yesterday. Spiritual life is difficult, but material life is impossible. No. We all both struggle. Devotees, they have to struggle. They're struggling there because austerity must be there. But our austerity, there is an eternal reward. The materialist austerity, no, is so much useless labor only. Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita says, Srama hi eva kevalam. So much a useless labor. Canto 1, chapter 2, text number 9. 14. Are there any points? Any other comments? No? Okay, 14. Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur clearly stated that it is by the mercy of the spiritual master that one receives Krishna. Srila Prabhupada is the grandfather, and the present spiritual masters are only repeating what he said. Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, he is the one who composed this Guru Vastakam. It says that anyone who recites Guru Vastakam during the Brahma Muhurta hour, he'll go back home, back to Godhead after this lifetime. Guaranteed. I hope most of us, if not all of us, recites Guru Vastakam. Even on the way to work, you can chant Guru Vastakam, no problem. But it's better you do it before going to work. I don't have 15 here, must be blank. 16. Through the process of initiation, the Guru takes over the karma of his Sishya and makes it his responsibility to take him back to Godhead. So now, why do we have to chant? Why do we have to follow if Guru takes all of our karma? That means clean slate. Yeah? But it is explained also that at the time of initiation, it's just like unplugging a fan that is moving. You unplug. What happens to that? The movement of the fan. It slows down. It's still moving. It just slows down. So, the chanting and following the process will make it completely stop. It is the Guru who unplugged the electric fan. You understand? But we have to chant in order to completely eradicate, because there is still some remnants. That movement is the remnants. So as we follow the process and continue to chant the holy name of the Lord, ultimately it'll stop. Does it make sense? Thus, an eternal relationship is established between the two. Initiation links us to the parampara and unto Sri Krishna, as the Brahma Madhva Gauriya Vaishnava Sampradaya comes from Sri Krishna, Brahma, Narada, Vyasadev to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada. Thus, this leads us to the eternal service of their divine lordships, Sri Radha and Krishna. So that's how it goes. The spiritual master formally connect us to the Guru Parampara up to Lord Krishna. It's a formal initiation. Even though, even from the very beginning when Srila Prabhupada, he met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says, in my heart, I accepted him to be my spiritual master. And then he received the first and second initiation after 11 years. The formality was done after 11 years. So it is like that also. It's like when I met Guru Maharaj, 1984, I thought that he's such a special personality. And I'm sure you had that experience as well. It's like the connection was there already. The connection. It just takes some time. The Guru is always ready, but we are not ready. Like Krishna is always ready, but the conditioned souls are not ready. And as we mentioned earlier also, some of the meetings, that it is not us who found the spiritual master. It is the spiritual master who found us. There's a big difference here, isn't it? Because he was sent by Lord Krishna for our own welfare and benefit. So the spiritual master, when he saw, it's like there is a story in the pandal. There was this one Westerner, big pandal, over 10,000 people. Then he somehow he noticed there's one Westerner way at the back. So he told one of his disciples, "You please tell him to come closer. Sit nearby." And you know who's that Westerner? Radhanath Swami. He's all Radhanath Swami. Isn't it? So it is the spiritual master who found us. Not that us able to recognize him immediately. I am glad that you are on the Sankirtan regularly. Absorb yourself in the Sankirtan mission of Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya wanted to distribute love of God freely so that everyone could benefit. Knowingly or unknowingly, everyone has to engage in devotional service. Sankirtan forces us to depend upon Krishna. Sankirtan forces us to be humble. Sankirtan forces one to remember the instructions of the spiritual master. Sankirtan means to accept voluntary inconvenience for a higher cause. So the whole movement is a Sankirtan movement. Everyone who is involved in Krishna consciousness or engaged in the service of the Lord is also doing Sankirtan. Even the pujari. Without dressing nicely, wonderfully decorating the Lord, that will attract a newcomer to the Supreme Lord, then he'll not be able to. If the pujari is not, it's like Krishna Balaram Mandir. It's like every day is a Janmastami there, like a Janmastami. Our decorations is like no one can equal to, on par with any temples. But you do your best for Sisi Radha Madhava and they'll be attracted as well. Make sure that everything is clean. Like whenever Prabhupada will come to visit a temple, he will check how clean the temple is. Temple means marjanam. If we keep some garbage around and, people will come, hey, what's going on here? So everyone is included in Sankirtan. Even the cooks. If they'll not be able to cook healthy sumptuous prasad, then we will not be able to maintain our health. So Sankirtan doesn't mean just the book distributors or those who will come for Harinam. Just like here, the youths here are very enthusiastic in Harinam. So it's a big plus for the temple. Everyone is involved. So the spiritual master is happy to see that everyone is engaged in Sankirtan regularly. Doesn't mean like every day, but it has to be consistently. It's like we have some devotees here in Washington, Baltimore area. They will distribute books every week. They go to the Patel brothers. In front of the Patel brothers store. And you need to be humble to do Sankirtan. You cannot be proud. Prabhupada says also, we can be proud to be a devotee. But being proud to be a devotee doesn't mean you don't help others to become devotee. Then that being proud is not acceptable. We should be proud. We're part of Sankirtan movement, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But we should also spread Krishna consciousness. In that way, we will lose that. That being proud becomes material. Knowingly or unknowingly, everyone has to engage in devotional service. Hare Krishna. Sankirtan forces us to depend upon Krishna. Sankirtan forces us to be humble. The fruit of love of God is so tasteful that wherever a devotee distributes, those relish the fruits anywhere in the world immediately became intoxicated. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us this wonderful process of Sankirtan. We have practically experienced that anyone who accepted this fruit and sincerely tasted it immediately becomes mad after it and gives up his bad habits. That is the result. Number 20. Due to Lord Chaitanya's causeless mercy, the process of self-realization has been made very simple in this age. Somehow or other, we should get attached to the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. The Lord's holy name is called Shravana Mangala. This means that one receives everything auspicious simply by hearing the holy name. 21. A Krishna-conscious devotee has not only to free himself from the clutches of Maya, but also exhibit compassion to those who are caught in the cycle of birth and death. 22. Yes, you must distribute books. I would suggest everyone also carry small books with them whenever they go. You meet a nice person in the parking lot. Hey, sir, you like reading? This is about meditation. You look very happy. Do you meditate? You do any meditation? If you distribute some books, even Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur, he says that if a disciple will even distribute one pamphlet, he'll be so happy. So make it as a habit to spread Krishna consciousness. And if you can make one devotee in your lifetime, just one devotee, guaranteed you'll go back home, back to Godhead. Jai, Sri Radha Madhava ki jai. Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra ki jai. Sri Gaurnitai Guru Parampara. So, there's so many more here. We're only like what? 20. Do your quota and distribute books. This is from Guru Maharaj's instruction. From Srila Prabhupada. So carry small books. Get some from the temple. If you have like... not so difficult, isn't it? Guru Maharaj was saying this. I'm not saying that. We're just repeating this. I'm just going to finish this now, okay? Do your quota and distribute books. Srila Prabhupada said that these books are so powerful that even if somebody touches these books, he can get human birth. Last one. 24. Book distributors should be determined to distribute as many books as one can and convince as many individuals as one can. By distributing these books, we can give Srila Prabhupada a chance to preach to the ignorant masses. All over the world, people are appreciating Srila Prabhupada's books very much. Never in history has humanity seen such a powerful presentation on the science of God. So I stop here. Half of the list of the 50. That means at least 1/4 of the 108 instructions. Are there any more points or comments before we conclude? Yes, Radhe? All right. Haribol, where are you? Oh.
Yeah, this is the age of the internet, and some of us devotees in LA, besides distributing books, we distribute these little pieces of paper that have the Maha Mantra on one side, and then to read books on developing higher consciousness and supreme happiness. See vedabase.com, which has all of Srila Prabhupada's books on it, so they can access Srila Prabhupada's books free. It's a very easy way to distribute a lot of books at one time.
Jai. What question was asked, will there be a time that these books will not be printed due to the technology? No, these books will continue to be printed. There's never a time that we will not see the books and I will just read from the internet or something. It's not the same. When you touch the book, it's very different. Or when you touch the computer, it is also not the same. It's like you're touching Krishna here, because the books are none different than Krishna. Or if you just use your computer for Krishna's service, then also it becomes spiritualized. Yes. Any other points?
So Guru Maharaj, one day you were going somewhere and he wanted to give book to someone. And he says, do you have books with you? I said, I'm sorry Maharaj, we don't have it.
Oh.
He said that you always carry books with you in the car all the time. So whenever chance, you can give the book.
There you go.
I never followed. I think I'll try now following now. And Guru Maharaj has left.
Yeah. It's not so difficult. Carry a few books in your bag. Even one, if you distribute one book, if you feel so refreshing, so good, that internal happiness cannot be equaled by any amount of wealth. Yeah? Are you going to do that? One time we were in the plane, and there were these cricket players from India, the national cricket players. They're big, they're tall. So Guru Maharaj told me, go and talk about Krishna to them. I says, what to do? They're so big, just, teeny, small. But I did not do it. Because I was like, I don't know, there is some hesitation on my part. But then, when he told me later on, take all the opportunity to preach. He gave me that instruction. And since that time, that's it. I took it into my heart, that instruction. Anyone who asks if I can give a class and I just have to check my schedule, I would never say no. We should be like that also. So my instruction from Guru Maharaj, I'm transferring to you. Take all the opportunity to preach to all of you as well. Okay? Either through Harinam, through book distribution, Prasadam distribution. Hare Krishna. So we end up now.
All Gurus of Srila Prabhupada, all Gurus of Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Janardhan Maharaj, for coming, give your association. And I think we'll continue for next visit also.
Yes. Haribol.
Haribol, thank you.
Hari Hari. Going to